a lot of my experience is playing music and not having any experience outside of the church.
Hmm.
I've been invited to play in Nashville. I was right outside Nashville, about an hour or so away. And so you get invited down there to, like, I need a backup pianist, or I'm singing a song somewhere, and the song itself is easy to play. But
Hmm.
as far as, especially growing up in like a blues style or gospel sound, it doesn't really translate to much. Especially trying to make a gospel sound like R&B. I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, you're playing
it's
too
not the
much. You're
same.
playing too many chords. Like, it doesn't translate. And I've always heard, like, when I listen to Beyonce, I'm like, she doesn't sound like she's in the right genre of music. She,
Yeah,
I don't think she's supposed to stay in gospel, but if you put in R&B at least, she has too much soul in her voice. They're trying to sing pop. I'm like, you got too much pain there, bruh.
yeah,
That pain is too heavy. What are you
yeah,
doing in pop, bruh? So like,
yeah,
her music is already always like pushed me away. Alicia Keys, I don't think she can sing at all, but I think a lot of
yeah,
people are just in the wrong genre of music because of
yeah.
they grew up in a certain place and their music was born in a certain place.
Wow,
That when
that's
you try to put it
interesting.
somewhere else, it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's like
translate.
you, like for example, Mary J. Blige. I don't think she's the best
Hmm.
singer in the world, but because she has so much pain in her vocals, I'm so drawn to that. People are so drawn to that.
Yeah.
That rhythm and blues, that's birthed out of pain. You know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
it's just,
Facts.
it's not the same when you don't have that pain, you know?
Yeah.
Even like with me, I believe that singing is another form of tears.
Yeah.
Like God knew He had to give me the ability to draw, sing, whatever, because I'm like I needed all those outlets to just release all the pain because God
Same.
knows that I've been through like the next level of suffering that most people don't. But I was asking God one time, God, why do you allow so much pain? Why? And He told me something that was very interesting. And the reason why I knew it was Him was because it kind of was like, wait, what? You know, it always kind of throw
Hmm.
you off sometimes. So he told me, he said, because you're drawn to pain. And I was like, what does that mean? And I started thinking about like the music that I love. I love the music or the artists who sound like they're crying. Like I
Facts.
love it. He made
Facts.
me think about that. Or like people who just have so much pain. It's like I'm so drawn to it. But he also said it's because I have his spirit in me. And when you have God's spirit in you, you are drawn to that because he draws near to the broken and to the contrite heart.
Hmm.
So it's like it didn't make sense at first when he was saying that, but then it started to because I'm like, okay, so he does something with the pain. People are not as talented unless they have pain. People
Facts.
don't even, I don't even want to hear what they're talking about unless there's pain associated with it.
Facts.
And
Facts.
that's why R&B, soul, even the gospel is so
Hmm.
powerful because of pain. Even like the people that sing and they sound like they're yelling or crying. I love that.
Even hip hop.
Yeah, yeah,
That
exactly.
pain is like they come from the streets, and you've seen a lot of the hip hop artists. They're even singing now. I mean, Drake started the whole
Yeah,
thing, but like, I mean, now they're taking it too far with they pain, putting on dresses and singing. I'm like, all right, just pick one, bro. Like, you
yeah.
ain't gotta do all. You ain't gotta do both.
Listen.
But you can hear the pain in so much of, especially Black people's music,
Hmm.
and I think that's why we dominate a lot of entertainment. I made a little clip of, you know, if you look where aggression is appreciated, Black people dominate pretty much all the major sports. You see
Yes.
Black people at the top because that aggression, that anger that we tend to
Hmm.
live with,
That
when we put
pain.
that junk out, it's hard to compete with somebody who lives angry.
Wow.
And of course, out of that, you have all the angry tropes and the stereotypes of the, angry Black woman, and men are scary.
Hmm.
Let me cross the street, the gangs and what have you. But when we learn how to harness it properly, anger is simply, it's energy requiring an appropriate focus. We just need to apply that energy.
Passion.
Facts.
Whole lot
When
of
I was out
passion.
when I was out processing the military, I broke a clipboard in the like I was just pissed. I'm like, and it's partly why I left the military was all the red tape that you have to jump through hoops just to do the
Hmm.
basic, simplest things.
Yeah.
I'm like, it infuriates me. So I'm like, I got to put this energy somewhere. The clipboard
Yeah.
just got smashed. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But
Wow.
yeah, it's interesting to see how Black people, those who operate in wisdom and have proper mentorship and are slow to react. You realize
Hmm.
if you properly can harness your energy, you can put it into weights or into sports or into music, and it translates
Hmm.
perfectly because people can
So
pick up that
effective.
energy, especially in live music.
Hmm.
Listen to Michael Jackson live. I promise you. First of all, I'm sad to admit I didn't discover him until he died. But of course, being raised in the church, hey, I was
Really?
I was raised in the church though, so The first secular
Wow.
song I ever heard was Lil Wayne and Drake Forever. That was the first secular song I ever heard.
Wow. You've
And
been really out of the loop.
listen, my sister brought it back from college, and I was like, bruh, is that poetry and drums, bruh? Genius, genius.